Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrological transits. So, this is quite a week. It's less about how each day and each planetary combination is affecting us and way more about the fact that we are at the beginning of a very intense eclipse season. Now, to say intense and to say eclipse, basically saying the same thing. This one, though, it involves squares, and squares are frictional. Eclipses are frictional. Squares and eclipses give us an opportunity to transform, that is, to let go of the old, or to have that old forcefully taken away from us. In some way, shape, or form, we are being told that the time is now. So just about every day, no, let me correct that, every day this week, as we move towards the full moon, which will be a lunar eclipse next week, but every day this week, the stakes get a little bit more intense. They don't get higher, they just get more intense. And the main theme is, who are you and what is your value? Do you value yourself? Do you value your relationships? Do you value your relationship with yourself as well as with others? So this week especially, there will be opportunities, that's what I'm going to call them, opportunities, to grow, opportunities to observe and be honest with yourself. Honesty, self-honesty is one of the most courageous things a person can do. Self-honesty is also one of the rarest things a person will do. So be rare and be courageous and be honest with yourself. This is a time to look and say, does this work for me? Whatever this is. And if it does, great. How does it work? Let's talk about that. And if it does, and you know how it works, how can you work with it to make your life better? Or you can do what most people do, deny that you have any responsibility in it. Please don't do what most people do. This is an opportunity to grow not only as a person, but as a soul. As I said, there are going to be a lot of instances that come up, and you're going to have to take a deep breath and say, wait a minute, what is my goal here? What is my role here? And your goal and your role are to appreciate yourself and appreciate others. Your goal and your role are both about just remembering that we're all occupying the same planet. We can all certainly go to war with each other, but that's not important or necessary. What we really need to do is we need to be kinder to ourselves, be kinder to other people. And this week is going to test that. The moon is going to be square Uranus, which means crazy emotions. The moon is also going to square Saturn, which means dour feelings. The moon is going to be doing a lot. And the moon, that's the minute hand of the zodiac. That's our emotional barometer. The moon marks that out and lets us know where we are and how we can do better, and how things can get worse if we don't manage marking out what we need to mark out. This all goes and grows and culminates into Saturday, when Venus, the planet of emotions, relationships, value, especially self-value, when Venus makes an inharmonious, that is an opposition to the planet Uranus, Uranus ruling divine insight. Unfortunately, we don't use enough of that. Divine insight, weird, crazy, wow, did you just see that happening? And also sudden occurrences that disrupt the status quo. So right now, one of the sudden occurrences disrupting the status quo is, it's hard for me to even get it out. One of those is really sitting and being honest with yourself, because most people's status quo is to just go into a space of denial about themselves and about their world and how they're in their world. This week is all about, especially with Venus coming to a head on Saturday, opposition Uranus. It's all about those little things that just sort of pop up and annoy us. Well, do those little things have power in your life, or do you have power in your life? There's going to be a lot of that asking. Are some of the people that you're involved with, are some of those people necessary people in your life? The question will be asked in more than one way. You get a chance to answer that question in a way that honors you and the value that you have accrued within yourself. Are you worth the best, or are you still at the mercy of old petty grievances, internal grievances that sometimes have nothing to do with the people directly in front of you? So, are you going to take care of yourself in the highest way, or are you going to take care of yourself in the lowest way? Because if you take care of yourself in the highest way, you grow as a person and as a soul and as a member of this kind of society you want to live in. If you don't take care of yourself actually in the lowest way, you add to the problem. You complicate the issues. This is big, and it's a run-up to a lunar eclipse that will be in Scorpio and is going to definitely be taking names. So you really don't want your name on that list next week. And if there is a list next week, you want it on the good side. The way to get there, be kind and honest with yourself. Be kind and honest with and to other people. Yes, again, you might have a right to speak your mind, but does that make it correct? And that's what you want to ask yourself. Am I right in doing this, or is this the correct thing for me to do? One of my favorite quotes, and I ask you to keep this in your mind and ask yourself this often this week. In a world where I can be anything, am I being kind? And having said that, I urge you, treat yourself well, treat others well, and at the end of this week, as you make it through the week and get to Saturday, because Venus also rules gifts and presents, you can make it to Saturday being a kind person to yourself and with others. Buy yourself a nice present. Look forward to that. So many joys and blessings to you.